Enlightenment brought enormous advances in mathematics, astronomy, medicine, literature, and architecture.
Who would have thought today, let alone then, that a man who is described as born an orphan into a divided Arabian society, illiterate, a caravan manager, would create a religious tradition that within 100 years of his death, its physical presence would spill out of Arabia, go all the way to North Africa, and all the way over to India.
And he always warned his followers not to make him into a Jesus, not ever to say that he was divine. He was just an ordinary man, he said.
The fact that he led what we might call a normal life, I think, makes him very appealing to many Muslims, to most Muslims perhaps. That he married, that he had children. These are all things, I think, that make him very approachable as a model for people.
So many centuries after it ended, Muhammad's life remains the foundation of the faith he founded. Today, it is the fastest growing religion on earth. As these worshippers respond to the ancient call for prayer, each looks to the Prophet's example to provide peace and serenity in their daily lives. The ancient Kaaba remains in Mecca, and millions of pilgrims arrive each year to retrace the footsteps of the Prophet. The site of Muhammad's ascension on his winged creature to meet God is today the Mosque of the Dome of the Rock in Jerusalem. Muhammad's gateway to heaven has tragically become the focus of enmity and hatred between two peoples who trace their ancestry to the same beginnings. Some Muslims who partake of violence use the words of a compassionate man to legitimize their acts of cruelty and hatred. They cite verses of the Quran as inspiration for their monstrous ambitions.
Since September the 11th, we've heard Osama bin Laden reciting some really blood-curdling verses from the Quran. But what bin Laden fails to do is to mention or recite the verses that in every case succeed these ferocious verses, which say, "But forgiveness is better."
If one wants to take one part of the story, one of the chapters, and develop a conception of the Prophet upon that single chapter, well, of course it's going to be very distorted, and the Prophet is going to be understood as a man of violence and a man of hate. What a tragedy, and what a corruption.
When people commit violence and injustice in the name of Islam, they are committing violence and injustice against Muhammad and God.
For peace to come to a troubled world, Muslim and non-Muslim alike will have to find a source of trust and acceptance of their common goals. One such source could be a better understanding of the life of Muhammad. Cleansed of the selfish motives that some terrorists wish to give them, the words of the Prophet remain to offer hope and optimism to a troubled world.
Whosoever killeth a human being, it shall be as if he had killed all mankind.
mu kannu minna wala mu masibo mi yalon ko abe duniya kono bi nyim fitnol ni nyin kelolu fetandirolu molbe fala 15 imam ko kuke molla nafulol be tinyala 15 moli esio be do ku bungol min kunna yele nafulo be kije musolu fata dindol fata kebal fata loptano lu tinyata karambungol tinyata ji bungol tinyata kurambungol tinyata silolu tinyata adama dingolu kamunta ko kafako wala kono be yanglu safo ni mi fi sawolti beke mira min nadrom batingan kafunyo destroy janna ben destroy la ko Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala ay afale num pour nga sembo parende jawo kam pour jawo kana hanyila kana nyapi kana doya kana mantora bara ma fay ta nyapa kan ma fay jorong nyi kay ta nyapi molu kan ala barantola so because alma lafto nyero la subhanahu wa ta'ala amanke fanan ko moli ko kela pim yawle ta nyapi kan wonte ala ko ta fon subhanahu wa ta'ala na tarnu abuka bala fa samba jani yamfo foni moy minke dron ay konkon ton duniya banta to na man fentu duniya kono barindo wake batu fo lunne kana o kamala adama de un sakate be baluno la nyofe nyaadile be kairo dino la nyola nyaadile hanna tari le dino lu walitale hanna tari siol le mankiling hanni le kaun le mankiling hanni le kol le mankiling hannin ayatar kunu ital munum family kilin wala tibar bi mo kotam le talan ay todo di nyim banku dola ay todo di nyim banku dola kita nyo jawto kan o manche kuti min si duniya samba nyatu so min bi je wala me atin wala mo nyinti ko nga fatan no nyola nga kairo di nyola isaje mbesi kairo soto dino nyin muslimi atana tala pour ka kairo di ka di mo bela fana ja ali khairin nas ana tala pour ka kairo di bela kew han be yawlo pour ka kairo di la man na mo kilina man toro kamma to tamu fennati mota min tuminola ka fako violence le ba kono terrorist le ba kono fenkote le ba kono tamu kairo dam malati simi be mu kairo let mo kuruna ko be dawada abe dina o dina mo kurun sotale mi yalon ko amma wo dino muta ala daji ko lu muta min yalon ko daji ko kendollam barata mo kurun lati mo kurunu baluta hannabiyam walla jamano lale min yalon ko wandi nafulo wala mu italla suloti wandi yelo wala mu italla sulolti wandi dimmusolu wandi musolu wala mu ila sulolti wandi bankolu wala mu ila suloti wandi kordalu wandi fengo wala mu italla suloti italbe mim nyinin kan somondatil wurara sutatili wala mu wandi fengoti ibodam mala noma o mo kurunolu wala sototale hani kilar molu jamano la ibe dina o dina kono le ibe siwo si kono ibe banku to ibe kola o kola to to tilimo doron wala mu fenti min nyanta katama bimbita da mi wala mu aya taworo anin killing awlo bata nyin din kirato le aya taworo nin killing Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala hani sanyi abe kuma kan molu temo le la bankolu tema molu damalu tema kabilolu tema la kotangolu fitino kabula minni tema kuma la walla Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala ba falajan wa in janahu lis-salmi nin ayatara jawolu ikelenyolu imalata kana piskan wala mu kairo iko sanyinga kelo bang lafita kairo ye sabati ye wala nyini bulu fajnah laha ifanansi mala wo kan ali kambe on siti kana nyinke ay son ko atakela ali yasafi al damalu tema soma ni awali ta albe murula wala kan wa tawakkal ala allah isile dankene asembe ala taala la wotumo innahu ta'ala de huwa as-sami'ul alim atalamu moyra labati atalamu lonna ba fananti al halo mu mebela wa in yuridu nindu ila fita an yakhda'uka pour ye